Hello students, good evening. Welcome back to AIMS Today YouTube channel. Here we are going with AIMS India live sessions. This is a chemistry class. In this class, we are going to discuss about synthetic fibers and plastics. From past few days onwards, we are discussing about synthetic fibers and plastics. We have seen what are fibers, how many kinds of fibers are there, how these fibers are classified based upon their sources into synthetic and natural, how these synthetic fibers are classified again later, their properties, their uses, and what are plastics, what are the uses of these plastics, and what are the disadvantages of these plastics. We have seen in the previous sessions the same about the plastics and synthetic fibers. We are going to see once again in brief, because we are going to have some assessment sessions also on these live sessions. So what we have learned, how far we have understood, and what are our drawbacks still. To understand this all, we are going to have some assessment sessions also like tests. So to make thorough, we are going to revise once again all the important key points from this chapter in this. So it is very important for you. So just like it is giving a summary about the topic. Let us see the topic now. Synthetic fibers. First of all, fibers. The clothes which we wear are made of fabrics. These fabrics are made from fibers obtained from natural or artificial sources. Yes, the fabric which we are wearing, the clothes which we are wearing are made from fabric, the cloth. This cloth is woven from by using fiber. These fibers are obtained from natural sources or man-made sources. So we can see different kinds of fabric here. These all are made up of different kinds of fiber which are derived from the natural sources or artificial sources. So as we told, fibers are of two types. They are natural fibers and artificial fibers. Yes, natural fibers again of two types. They are animal fibers and plant fibers or vegetable fibers. Means the fiber which are derived from the animals are known as animal fibers. The fiber which are extracted or derived from the plants or vegetables are known as vegetable or plant fibers. So these two come under natural fibers. Next, man-made fibers or synthetic fibers are also called artificial fibers. These are prepared by human beings from the certain sources. So some are prepared from cellulose like rayon. Some are prepared from petroleum products and water and gases dissolved. So in this way, sorry, yeah, man-made fibers again of two types. We can say the fiber, it is especially here rayon because we discussed about it. Rayon, even though it is artificial fiber, it is derived from natural sources like wood pulp. This we know. So that is why it is given as segregated separately. And most of the man-made fibers are derived from petroleum sources or petroleum gases or petroleum products, natural gas, by using this water and gases. So these are major segregation of fibers into natural fibers and artificial fibers. Natural fibers are obtained from natural sources such as animals and plants. Yes. If you say first of those plant fibers are vegetable fibers we told, which are derived from plants. Cotton, linen, jute, coir, these all will come under plant fibers. These are derived from plant derivatives. we see cotton. It is derived from the cotton blocks of cotton plant. Linen also obtained from flax plants, and jute is obtained from bark of the jute plants. Coir is obtained from coconut and these plants, palm plants. So in this way, these fiber which are derived from plants are known as plant fibers. You can see examples shown here. These all come under plant fibers. Cotton, jute, coir, flax. These all are plant fibers. Next, animal fibers. What did you say? The fibers which are derived from animals are called as animal fibers. For example, silk, which is obtained from silkworms, wool obtained from hair of sheep, and even egg, egg fiber, etc. These all are fiber which are derived from animals. So you can say this is a silk, generally used for fabrications, costly fiber, which is derived from silkworms, and it is wool. See here, they are extracting wool or hair of a sheep to get this wool fiber. In the same way, not only sheep, some animals like yak, certain camels, they also give fur or hair, which is used for making of this wool fiber. Cotton is an example of natural polymer called cellulose, which is made up of a large number of glucose units. Yes, actually, these natural fibers are also made up of polymers. Certain natural fibers are also made up of polymers. Did you remember what we said about polymer? Polymer means the molecule obtained by the big chain molecule obtained by the combination of so many singular molecules or simple molecules. Those are called polymers. Mostly all the synthetic fibers are polymers. Not only synthetic fibers, certain natural fibers like this cotton. This cotton is also a polymer. Poly means many. Mer means unit or a single molecule. So many single molecules or so many small units, they'll combine together to form a long chain molecules. That long chain molecule formed is called polymer. That phenomenon is called polymerization. So mostly all the synthetic fibers are obtained by the polymerization of single units. So cotton is also a polymer called as cellulose. Next, the synthetic fiber also, as we told, these synthetic fibers are also polymers made from monomers. Mono means we know single. Mer means unit. So single units. So polymers are made from single units. All the synthetic fibers are polymers. See here, these are, if you consider these as a monomer, single units, these are all single units, they will combine together to form a big chain molecule or polymer. So these polymers may be of different types. Based upon the arrangement of these monomers, polymers will be different. So the fibers will be different kinds. So types of synthetic fibers, you can say, as I told, based upon the arrangement of these single units in the formation of polymers. These synthetic fibers are broadly categorized into different types again. So out of them, one of them is rayon. We told this rayon is also known as artificial silk because it resembles like silk, but it is not actually silk. It seems like silk. It is made from wood pulp. It absorbs moisture and it is very comfortable for wearing, like silk. It seems like silk. Its appearance, texture, these all will be just like the silk only. But it is man-made and prepared in the laboratory from wood pulp. That is why it is called artificial silk. One more synthetic fiber is nylon. Nylon is one of the, it is a first synthetic man-made fiber from entirely chemicals by using chemicals like petroleum oil and gas, water. These all are used in preparation of this nylon. It is it is the first synthetic fiber prepared from only chemicals without using any natural chemical substances. And it is the strongest, elastic, wrinkle resistant, and it is it easily dries, and it can be easily quickly washed. It absorbs very few amount of water. So they are the advantages of nylon. Next one, polyester. This is made from some monomers called as esters. So many ester molecules combine to form polyester. We say polyester commonly. Manufactured, it is also from petroleum. It is also one of the strongest fibers, chemical resistant, even wrinkle resistant, means it won't get folds even after using long so many times we discussed. So it is mostly for making of fabrics. It also absorbs less amount of water, so dries very easily. One more fiber, acrylic. It is lightweight, soft, and warm. It gives warmth just like wool. So it is also called fake fur, because it seems like hair, but it is not actually natural hair. It is extracted from the chemicals, and it seems like the hair or wool, because wool is extracted from the hair of the sheep. So this acrylic also seems like wool. It also gives warmth to the body when we wear them. That is why this acrylic is called fake wool or fake fur. It is also wrinkle resistant, does not shrink, cheaper than wool. It can be used like wool, but it is cheaper than wool. That's why nowadays all the winter garments, whatever we are getting outside in the shops, mostly they are being made by this acrylic, because hair or wool is somewhat costlier because it is to be derived from animals. But this acrylic, it is cheaper, so most of the woolen garments are being replaced by acrylic garments. Can be dyed easily, and in varieties of colors it can be dyed. So there are different kinds of synthetic fibers. Let us see in details once again about this all. Rayon, which is also called artificial silk. It is a man-made fiber obtained from natural source called wood pulp. It can be dyed in a wide varieties of colors, and rayon is mixed with cotton to make bed sheets, or mixed with wool to make carpets. So they are the rayons. See how shiny they are. It is also shining like silk fiber, but it is made from wood pulp. So it seems like silk. That's why it is called artificial silk. It is mixed with some other natural fibers to make bed sheets, carpets, and dissolve. This is about rayon. Next one, nylon. It was the first fully synthetic fiber. It was prepared from coal, water, and oil. So it is prepared from petroleum products or coal, and by using this water and air. So it is fully prepared from chemicals only. So it is used to make many items like socks, ropes, tents, toothbrush, bristles of toothbrush, car seat belts. Wherever we need a fiber made up of very high stiffness, high strong fibers, there this nylon is used, like socks, ropes, rock climbing ropes, tents, toothbrush bristles, car seat belts, sleeping bags, curtains. These all are made up of nylon. Nylon is also used for making ropes and parachute climbing, rock climbing ropes. These all. So say these will be very thin. Thin ropes will be there for parachute, but they should carry the persons who are hanging to those. So they should be strong enough. So these nylon fibers are used to hang these parachutes, to tie these parachutes. These will be very thin enough and light enough also, but they will be very strong. We, we told already, if you take two fibers which are made up of nylon and metallic wire with the same thickness, this nylon will be much stronger than this iron rod. So that much toughness is there for nylon, but it is lighter than those all. So it is used mostly for making of these parachute fiber and rock climbing ropes also, because they have to carry these lengthy ropes, they have to carry to the mountains. So they should be light enough. At the same time, they have to be much tough. They have to carry their weights totally on the rocks, because if they break easily, they may fall down, they may cause accidents. So they have to be tough and tight or strong. At the same time, they have to be light. That is why they use these nylon fibers for carrying there. Next one, polyester. We told poly represents many. Ester is one of the organic chemical, so monomers. Ester molecules, so many combined to form polyester. It remains crisp, wrinkle free and easy to wash, so it is quite suitable for making dress material. Terylene can be drawn into very fine fiber that can be woven like any other yarn. So terylene is one of the best polyester. So it is one of the kinds of polyester. So it can be drawn into very thin fiber. That is why it is used in making of different kinds of yarn. So these are the terylene or polyester fabric you can see here. And one more polyester is a PET. PET means polyethylene terephthalate. It is one of the most used polyester. It is used for making of bottles, utensils, wires, and many other useful products. So they are the polyesters. Terylene and PET are mostly used polyesters. Polyester. Ester means it is one of the organic compound. These organic compound ester molecules, so many they combine together to form polyester. Next about acrylic. It is also one of the synthetic fibers. Acrylic is often used as substitute for wool. Yes, we told it. It also seems like a hair or fur. It seems like wool. It is also no, that is why it is also known as artificial wool. It is used for making artificial fur. Means some toys we get for playing, for the children we give some toys which are having a hair. This hair is made up of acrylic. That hair seems like hair actually, but it is natural. It is not original hair. It is made from acrylic, which seems exactly like hair. So there, that is called artificial fur. And even in making of blankets and carpets, even these sweaters and some garments which we use in the winter season, these all are mostly they're made up of this acrylic, because this also gives warmthness just like wool. So see here, it seems like a woolen garment. So these all are used for making of certain carpets, sweaters, on these all. Next one. So generalized characteristics of these synthetic fibers. We discussed till now different kinds of synthetic fibers like rayon, nylon, polyester, acrylic. These all are different kinds of polyesters or synthetic fibers. So what are the common or advantages or characteristics of the synthetic fibers? Let us see generalized here. They dry up soon and durable, less expensive and readily available and easy to maintain. So these are the major advantages of synthetic fibers than natural fibers. Because of these reasons, synthetic fibers nowadays we are using in most quantity than the natural fibers. So we want to buy a cotton or silk fabric, they will be much expensive. But whereas if you see artificial fabric, they are cheaper than those all. And even you have to preserve much carefully these natural fibers like cotton and silk. Whereas these, they are much much durable than those all. They can be easily washed, they can be easily ironed, they won't get any wrinkles. Whereas these all are the defects of natural fibers. So these are the major advantages of the synthetic fibers. Because of this, we are replacing many natural fibers nowadays. Next one, synthetic fibers are strong so they can take up heavy things easily. Yes, we told example nylon. It can carry even heavy weights also, even though it is made up of thin wire of nylon. It can carry heavy weights also. It can do much heavy duty. For that purpose, as we told, it is used for making of parachute ropes, rock climbing ropes. These all are made up of these nylon. Synthetic fibers retain their original shape, so it's easy to wash and wear. So even though you wash these synthetic fibers many times, they won't get damaged. They won't be damaged. They won't be decolored. They won't get any folds. Whereas if you wash number of times these natural fibers, they'll be wrinkled. They'll get damages. They'll be colored, decolored, or shaded. So these are the disadvantages of the natural fibers, but whereas synthetic fibers, they can be washed a number of times. They won't get any wrinkles. They won't be deshaded. They won't get decolored, and even they easily dries up because they absorb very less quantity of water. Synthetic fibers are generally soft, so they are used in clothing material. Yes, certain synthetic fibers are there, like acrylic and even rayon. They are smooth enough. They are even polyester. These all are smooth enough, so they can be used for making of clothing materials mostly. Varieties of colors are available as they are manufactured. Yes, plastic fibers or synthetic fibers can be easily dyed with different fantastic colors. So nowadays we are using these all for this purpose. Cloths made by synthetic fibers are generally cheaper than those made by natural fibers. Suppose if you compare naturally existing synthetic silk, the silk which is obtained from silkworm, and the silk fiber which is artificial silk or rayon, the cloths made up of these two mostly seems the same. They appear same, the texture will be same, the smoothness will be same, appearance will be same, but the cloth made up of this silk, original silk, is costlier. Whereas the fiber or cloth made up of rayon is much cheaper than the silk fiber. So as it is cheaper, we mostly pay for this. So as there are many advantages than the natural fibers for the synthetic fibers, at the same time there are certain disadvantages also. There are some drawbacks also in usage of the synthetic fibers. Let us see what are those one by one. Synthetic fibers do not absorb sweat and trapping heat in our body. Yes, it is one of the important disadvantages of these synthetic fibers. They won't absorb water, we told. At the same time, they won't absorb sweat also. If you wear these synthetic fibers in the summer season, we sweat more in the summer, as we know. If this sweat is not absorbed by these clothes we wear, we feel much discomfort and we feel much hot inside. So this makes us uncomfort. So the clothes which we wear, they should absorb the moisture or sweat released by our body. Then only we can feel much cooler inside. So this is one of the disadvantages of the synthetic fibers. They won't absorb this sweat released by our body, causes heat inside. See, here we have shown the cotton cloth, which can absorb sweat easily released by our body, so that we can feel much comfort inside, we can feel coolness inside on the skin. But if wear artificial or synthetic fibers, they won't absorb sweat, so easily, immediately after sweating, we will feel some discomfort. So that is a disadvantage. as they won't absorb sweat. One more, it is dangerous to wear near fire as they catch fire easily. Yes, it is one of the dangerous disadvantage. These synthetic fibers, they can catch fire easily because mostly, as we told, these synthetic fibers are made of petrochemical products. So they can catch fire easily and they can cause some accidents there. That is why often our our elders, they give precautions to us while celebrating these festivals like Diwali, while fire cracking these fireworks. They prefer us to wear these natural fibers like cotton and this all. They won't prefer to wear these synthetic fibers because they may catch fire easily and may cause some accidents there. This is one of the disadvantage of wearing these synthetic fibers. Next one, synthetic fibers may give rough feel, making it unsuitable for pyjamas, underwears, etc. Yes, these synthetic fibers cannot be used for making these undergarments because they may give some irritation, and as we told, they won't absorb sweat. So, if they are made up of synthetic fibers, we may feel discomfort and so we may get some allergies also immediately. So, if they are, that is why mostly these pyjamas and undergarments are made of cotton because it can absorb the sweat easily and makes us comfortable. Next, they can't be easily ironed as they melt very easily. Yes, actually, they won't get any wrinkles. It is advantage. But if you try to iron them, they may melt at very low temperatures because they are made up of the synthetic fibers, like plastics. If you heat a plastic, what will happen? Immediately it melts. In the same way, certain synthetic fabric also, when you iron, immediately they will melt up. So it is not suitable for ironing all these synthetic fibers. So these are the disadvantages of synthetic fibers. Even though they are much useful, they have so many advantages. There are certain disadvantages like this. One of them is most important one is they won't absorb sweat easily, and they may cause discomfort for us, and they will melt easily and they catch fire easily. So they may cause accidents. Next, plastics. All plastics do not have the same kind of arrangement of small units. Yes, we told these plastics are made up of polymers. Polymers means single unit molecules or monomers combined together to form many molecular chain that we call polymer. These polymers are made in different forms. All molecules may be monomers may be connected in single line or in the network or bridged chains. In this way, different kinds of polymerization occurs. So, based upon the type of polymerization, this type of plastic also will be varied, isn't it? Next, these can be either linear or cross-linked. Plastics can be easily molded into any shape. Yes, plastics can be easily molded into different shapes. Plastics can be recycled, reused, colored, melted, rolled into sheets, or made into wires. So, there are the different advantages of plastics. So, based upon the arrangement of these small units or monomers, plastics are of two types. They are thermoplastics and thermosetting plastics, which are also called thermosets. Thermoplastics. Thermoplastics are soft and flexible. They melt on warming and again they regain their shape on cooling. So thermoplastics are very much flexible and they are soft. When you heat them, they melt. Again on cooling, they regain their shape. Thermoplastics can be drawn into fine fibers, molded into desired shape, or stretched or spread as sheets. Yes, These thermoplastics are, as we told, more flexible. They can be drawn into wires, molded into different shapes. They can be made into thin spreads or sheets very easily. Thermoplastics, these all come under examples for the thermoplastics. Plastic tables and chairs, plastic food containers, plastic toys, plastic spoons, forks, toys, cups, and daily used home items. These all are mostly made up of plastic. See, you can see here nowadays the natural man-made tools are replaced by these plastic items. In the old days, mostly in our homes, you might have observed there will be the chairs and tables which are made up of wood or metal. But nowadays, mostly these are replaced by plastic items. Like you can see here, the chairs and these tables are made up of plastic. These are all made up of thermoplastics. And food packing or food storing bottles and tins in our homes nowadays we are using. These all are made up of plastics. And even children play with some toys. Mostly these toys are made up of plastics. Not only this, most of the home utensils nowadays are made up of these thermoplastics. Next, thermosetting plastics or thermosets. These thermosetting plastics are also called as thermosets. Thermoset plastics are hard and rigid. Yes, whereas thermoplastics are soft and remoldable or elastic or flexible. They can be molded into different shapes. They can be drawn into wires. They can be made into thin sheets. They can be made into desirable shapes. But whereas thermosetting plastics are hard and rigid. Example for the thermosetting plastics are bakelite and melamine. Thermosetting plastics can be molded to set it in any shape, but it cannot be remolded. Means once if a tool is made from thermosetting plastic or thermoset, it cannot be remolded. That should be for used in the same form. It won't be remolded because they won't melt. They are dark in color, hard and resistant to heat and electricity. Yes, these thermoplastics, thermosetting plastics will be hard and dark colored. They are bad conductors of heat and electricity. They are being widely used for handles of kettles and pans because as they are hard and resistant to heat and electricity, they are used for making of these handles of kettles and pans. You can see here these are pans which we use at home for cooking purpose. For this, these handles, you can see here clearly. These handles are made up of black colored handles we observe. These are made up of thermosetting plastic. As it is thermal resistant or heat resistant, even after cooking the food also, we can easily catch it. You won't get any heat. Even though the pan or kettle is much hotter, these handles won't be much hot because they are made up of thermosetting plastic which won't get heat easily. In the earlier olden days, you might have seen some telephone sets like this. These are also made up of thermosetting plastic or thermo sets and switchboards, electric lamp holders, pins, plugs. These all are made up of thermosetting plastics because they'll be hard enough. They won't pass electricity through them. Insulators, they are insulators. They'll be hard. They won't melt easily. So that is why these thermosetting plastics are used in the making of these all tools. Only disadvantage is once they are made into that form, they won't be remolded or reshaped. So what are the plastics properties? Generalized properties you can see here. They are resistant to corrosion, they won't get corroded. Resistant to high temperatures. Even they won't pass electricity or heat through them. They are insulators. They are elastic. Thermoplastics can be recycled. Here two types of plastics are there. Thermoplastics can be recycled and they are elastic, whereas thermo settings, they are not able to, we cannot recycle them. Not reactive to chemicals, yes, they won't react with the chemicals even with water also. They are water resistant, they won't absorb water, they won't react with water. They soft and hot. Soft when hot, yes, yes. When you heat them, they become soft. Yes, plastic coats. There are different kinds of plastics. Before going to recycle, as we told, these plastics should be recycled. Before recycling these plastics, they segregate these plastics based upon certain codes. Because with which kind of polymers they are made. Based upon that, they give certain codes to each and every plastic item. Based upon the code, they are used in different purposes. Based upon that code, they are recycled again to make different plastic items, new items. So we can see the coding or plastic codes. We can see here. There are 7 kinds of plastics, 7 codings are there. Out of them, first one is a PET or PET. It is called polyethylene terephthalate, which is mostly used for making of beverage bottles, beverage preservating bottles like water bottles, cool drink bottles. These all are made up of these code one plastic, that is PET bottles. Next one, high density polyethylene, second code. These are used for making of these bottles in which milk and these are preserved. These all are recyclable. Second one, PVC or vinyl, polyvinyl chloride plastics are third grade or third code. These are used for detergent preserving, storing bottles and water pipes. These are made up of this polyvinyl chloride or PVC. This is also called PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Next, LDPE, low density polyethylene. So polythene covers, polythene wrappers, squeezable bottles like these ketchup bottles, jam bottles. These are made up of these low density polyethylene plastic. Next, PP, polypropylene. It is called PP, polypropylene. The tins which are used for preserving yogurt, curd, these all are made up of this PP, and even certain syrup bottles are also made up of this. Next one, polystyrene. Polystyrene mostly used for making of these cloths, as we discussed. Disposable plates, bottles, spoons. These are also made up of these polystyrene. Next, seventh category. It has no proper designation of this identification. Mostly it is made up of 1 or 2 kinds of these 6. So they won't have any particular code for them. 7th grade it is called baby bottles and even certain toys, water containers. These all are made up of this 7th category. And nowadays the scientists, they have discovered biodegradable plastics. This is the next coding. They will be given this code. Biodegradable plastics are given this code. Means they are eco-friendly. They disintegrates into nature after a few days. But these all plastics from 1 to 7. These are all non-biodegradable. They won't decompose into the nature. That is the dangerousness with these plastics. That is why they should be recycled. So before recycling, they have to segregate as per this coding. Because we can observe here, certain plastics are non-recyclable. You can see here the 3rd category and the 6th category, 6th, 7th category. These are not able, these we cannot recycle them. They have to be used in other purposes. So based upon the coding, they are sent for recycling purpose. This is about the coding of plastics. And plastics and the effect of these plastics on the environment. Recycling waste plastic is very important. It may kill many animals as well as polluting earth. if it is not sent for recycling, if it is thrown as it is in the nature, it may cause pollution for the soil and water and even air also, because if you burn plastics, they produce harmful gases. So it is a harmful, or it is a pollutant for the soil, water, even air also. It will pollute it because of this plastic waste. So it must be sent for recycling. Plastics are not biodegradable. It is the most disadvantage of plastics. If you throw a plastic cover, even after 100 years also, that cover can be seen the same in the soil. It won't be decomposed. That is a major disadvantage. See, the garbage full of these plastic items. They won't be decomposed. They will be like that in the soil for years of time. It causes pollution. But few years ago, scientists have discovered photodegradable plastics that can be broken down by sunlight, but it takes very long time to rot, to be decomposed. So, after few long back, our scientists they have discovered certain plastics which decompose by the sunlight. Here, photo represents light. Degradable means decomposition. Photodegradable means the plastic items which decompose by the sunlight. They discovered recently this, but the decomposition may take years of time, very long time. Plastics and environment once again here. Recently, scientists they have developed polymers, uh, which are biopolymers we call them, which are biodegradable polymers. They rot very easily. For example, plastics made from cornstarch dissolves rapidly into water. Yes, nowadays scientists they have discovered biopolymers. By example, certain polymers derived from potato, they can be used for making of these plastic spoons, forks, and bowls, which easily decompose or decomposes into the nature within few months, just like the natural items. So nowadays, these plastic or bioplastics are coming into forward to avoid this nature pollution. So that's about synthetic fibers and plastics. Now let us say simple test on this. You can answer here in the live chat for these questions. Which of the following is a natural fiber? See the options: rayon, nylon, polyester, and cotton. Which is natural fiber among these? You can answer. Yeah, some are asking to ask questions. Yeah, I am ready to ask you questions. Very nice. As it is revision, just we have given summarization about the topic. Anyhow, tomorrow completely there is assessment session. Please attend the session. There we are going to give number of questions to you. You can answer immediately in the live chat. Here, first you try to answer this question. Yes. Which of the following is natural fiber? Yes, very good. Many of you are given correct answer here. Good, good. Yes, very good. It is cotton. D is correct answer. Many of you have given correct answer. Very good. Cotton is a natural fiber because it is derived from cotton plant, cotton plugs. Next. Second question. Which of the following is known as artificial silk? Answer options are nylon, rayon, polyester, silk. Out of this, which is called as artificial silk? Means it seems like silk, but it is not original silk. It is a man-made synthetic fiber, but it is also called artificial silk. Which out of this, which is the correct answer? Can anyone answer? Yeah, already some they have Priya. She answered rayon directly without seeing answer options. Very good. It is yeah, very good. Good, good. Many have attempting. Yeah, try to answer the questions so that you can assess yourself. whether you have understood the concept or not. If you didn't understand what to be done, so this all we can try to understand. So what is the correct answer here? Yes, it is B. Rayon. Rayon is called artificial silk. It seems like silk, but it is made from wood pulp. Next question. Which of the following fiber has highest tensile strength? Nylon, silk, rayon, cotton. Tensile strength means strongness. Which of the following fibers is strong enough? Can you answer this? Which is a strong fiber among these all? Yeah. Again, Shanmukapriya. She has given nylon. Very good. Before giving options, they are trying to give answers. Very nice. Yeah. Yes, A option is correct. Many of you have given correct answer. Nylon. Nylon is the correct answer. It is the toughest fiber.